Thank you, President Sanders.
Good morning. To our faculty, staff, students, alumni, honored guests, family, friends, let me bid you welcome. The 108th commencement exercises of Kettering University will now begin. Please remain standing and remove your caps for the singing of the national anthem today, performed by Christopher Ascoyan, a member of the Kettering University class of 2016. Christopher?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Christopher. This represents somewhat of the ending of an era. Christopher is the third Ascoyan to grace us with his wonderful voice. Courtney and Cameron Ascoyan before him. So thank you very much, Christopher. Please remain standing for the invocation. Today's invocation will be delivered by the Reverend Reginald Lancaster.
First, an apology. A few weeks before I was invited to participate in this wonderful event, one of our daughters gave us tickets to the Book of Mormon to be performed this afternoon at 2 o'clock at the Wharton Center in East Lansing. And so my apology is that I will need to leave you soon. From 1943, when every plant in the city of Flint was a war plant, and every associated industry with it was also a war plant, through 1967 and the race riots in this city, there was one prominent pastor who was out in front, and his name was Dr. Franklin D. Elmer, Jr. I'm beginning and closing my prayer with lines of a poem that became a hymn, as a way of thinking about all of the conflict in our culture today, and especially the events of the last week. Shall we pray? Creator of the skies, bright sunshine of our day, the author of every truth by which we find our way, we gather within these halls of academia to acknowledge, reward, and celebrate the accomplishments of these young men and women. With their families, we rejoice in their successes. We understand and know the anxieties they may have today. Grant them wisdom, grant them courage, bless them as they cross this stage and step boldly into the days that await their living. We bless also their families who have raised and guided their daughters and sons from birth to this moment, who have loved and nurtured them, standing with them through all the circumstances of their lives. And we thank you also for the heavy labor, gifts, and talents of the faculty, administration, and staff who have taught, organized, and supported and cared for these young people through their terms and employment, and whose labor has brought them to this hour, and who, after a few days of rest, will start all over again. Companion most sublime, our friend from youth to age, whose voice has long been heard through prophet and through sage, now speak to us in word and deed. Let us creators be of brotherhood and peace, a world of harmony. Amen.
Thank you, Reg. You may be seated. It is a wonderful day, a beautiful day, to be here celebrating this momentous occasion. I now want to take this moment to introduce members of our faculty who have played a key role in the academic lives of the degree candidates who stand before or sit before me. Together with the members of our staff, they contribute in many ways to the intellectual and personal growth of our students, and they have facilitated the achievements that we are recognizing and celebrating today. At this time, I would like to recognize the representatives of the faculty who are in attendance, as well as any members of the staff who are present. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. I will now introduce members of the platform party. I ask each to please stand as their names are called and remain standing to be recognized. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Representing the Kettering University Board of Trustees, Chairman Jeffrey Owens, Carla Balo, Neil DeCoker, David Hoyt, Charles Kettering III, Jesse Lopez, Michael Mansueti, Cynthia Niekamp, Paul Peabody, Marjorie Sorge, and Diana Tremblay. Representing our faculty, Dr. Matthew Sanders, Professor of Industrial Engineering. Representing our administration, Dr. James Zhang, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. Kip Darcy, Vice President for Marketing, Communications, and Enrollment. Sue Davies, Vice President for University Advancement and External Relations. Betsy Hampshire, Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students. Don Rockwell, our Kettering University General Counsel. Viola Sprague, Vice President for Instructional, Administrative, and Information Technology. And Dr. Christine Wallace, Vice President for Kettering Global Campus. Thank you. At this time, I would also like to recognize any Kettering University alumni who are in attendance. I would ask you to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jeffrey Owens, Kettering University Class of 1978 and Chairman of the Kettering University Board of Trustees, who brings greetings from the Board of Trustees, and he will officially proclaim open these commencement exercises. Mr. Owens.
Well, thank you, President McMahon, and good morning. It's an honor to be addressing you this morning and to have the opportunity to extend congratulations and best wishes from the Board of Trustees to our graduates and their families. We're here to honor the commitment of these graduates and the many people in their lives who supported them throughout their education at one of the finest institutions in the country. Now, graduates, our hope is that your experiences at Kettering will lead to a lifelong network of not only meaningful friendships that you've formed with classmates during your time at Kettering, but with the many faculty, staff members, and alumni who you've come to know. As an alumnus of Kettering University, I can attest to the fact that by joining the alumni ranks of this institution today, you become part of an immense professional and social network that will benefit you throughout your lives. And I'd like to recognize a great example of that network from the Board of Trustees, Neil DeCoker, class of '67, past president of OASA. I want to thank Neil for over 15 years of service to the university and wish him well in retirement. And you talk about a network, he literally knows everybody in the automotive industry. So there's a connection for you. Now, many of you graduates have been here for the last 5 years, and as it happens, President McMahon is also coming up on his 5-year anniversary with Kettering. Now, I'd like to recognize and thank President McMahon for his tremendous leadership of the university during this time. And I'm thrilled to tell you that he'll be here for another 5 years, leading the growth and transformation of Kettering University going forward. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to pledge our support to our graduates, students, faculty, staff, and administration to continue to provide the best education possible at Kettering University. I would also like to express my personal congratulations to all of the graduates and their families on this memorable day. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And it is an honor truly to be a part of this great university. And as one of the nation's finest STEM and business universities, we take very seriously our role in educating the engineers, the scientists, the businessmen and women, and leaders who will join and make an impact on our world. However, as an institution, we take even more seriously our role in modeling our commitment and expectation of our students that they use their manifold skills and abilities to solve grand challenges, yes, but also to help others. Fortunately, we are very privileged to have someone who clearly and publicly embodies this on our own faculty, and who powerfully combines deep technical and engineering knowledge with a foundational belief in service. Dr. Laura Sullivan, professor of mechanical engineering at Kettering University, has, throughout her career, encouraged and facilitated student service in communities of need around the world. She frequently emphasizes to students that it is vitally important for them to apply their technical knowledge and expertise to civic pursuits that improve safety, health, wellness, infrastructure, and access to resources in communities globally. Under her mentorship of Engineers Without Borders, now known as SAGE, Kettering students have engaged in service projects around the world, including developing and deploying potable water source solutions to communities in Mexico, South Africa, and Haiti. Student groups with whom she has worked have also engaged in service projects across Flint, giving thousands of hours to improve the quality of life of its residents. Recently, she spearheaded a new initiative designed to teach Lakota youth on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, home of the Oglala Lakota tribe, which contains some of the poorest areas in our country and where households often consist of multiple families living in trailers without access to electricity or basic services. Dr. Sullivan and her students are currently working with Oglala Lakota to bring renewable resources of energy and lighting to unserved homes across their land, while empowering the community broadly with the skills, technology, and resources to construct and deploy without outside assistance these sources of renewable energy at extremely low cost. Dr. Sullivan has also served a vital role in this community as an activist and trusted technical voice on the water emergency and ongoing recovery right here in Flint. She's worked alongside residents to bring attention to challenges they were facing in Flint. And she's also serving in advisory roles to the mayor, federal agencies, and the state of Michigan, while also working alongside physicians and researchers from other institutions to create sustainable, long-term infrastructural and public health solutions for Flint's residents. Her commitment to community engagement and what I like to call proactivism, as well as her ability to use her engineering and scientific background to improve people's lives by empowering them and helping to develop culturally appropriate technical solutions to major challenges, make her an incredible asset to Flint and to Kettering and to our students. I am honored to honor her service today and to welcome her to give our 2016 commencement address. Now, in the spirit of service as well, I also need to note she is serving dual roles today. She is serving as our distinguished commencement speaker, but also serving on the wedding party of a dear friend. So she too will be leaving us after her speech. And so we are honored, and there was not a small amount of coordination involved in this. We are honored to have her join us as our 2016 commencement speaker and to have our member of the Kettering family. Dr. Sullivan.
I don't have the bridesmaid's dress on underneath this, but I have all of the support necessary. President McMahon, members of the Board of Trustees, colleagues and friends, and my dear graduates of the class of 2016. Dr. McMahon knows that I think graduation day is the best day of the year. I formed this opinion when, as a child, I attended my father's college graduation. Graduation meant a better life for our family. Before his graduation day, my dad was a barber. At the end of every day, he would put a dime into the payphone at the barber shop and call our house to signal that it was time to come and pick him up. It was really important not to answer the phone. We were supposed to wait until the phone rang once, and then 2 times, and then stopped ringing, and that was our signal that it was time to go and get him. And if we picked up the phone, then he wouldn't get his dime back. And that was an important dime. As I watched the pageantry at my father's graduation day, I decided that I wanted more than just to wear those fancy colors on my own college graduation day. I decided that I wanted to speak at graduation one day. When I looked in the mirror and pretended with my hairbrush that it was a microphone, I wasn't imagining being in a rock band or on Broadway. I really was imagining being here today. Really. Of course, I also imagined being a professional tap dancer, which, in some respects, maybe I do that too. When I received my undergraduate degree, the commencement speakers were particularly fond of this quote. "You have brains in your head and shoes on your feet on your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose." A quote from Dr. Seuss. Since it's been more than 40 years since I first dreamt of speaking at a university graduation, you would think that when Dr. McMahon asked if I would speak for today's commencement, I would have already assembled my speech. But I need to offer you something more than Dr. Seuss. Your parents might recall that I spoke to them on the day that you first arrived at Kettering. They might even remember what I told them about letting go. And that because this was the time that my own son Andrew was finishing up his degree at Kettering, it seemed to the student life staff like it might be a good idea to have a professor parent putting mothers and fathers at ease about getting in their cars and driving away soon. In case they never told you, I suggested to your parents that going to college was like setting sail, away from the port called home and into the future. I told them they'd done a great job of teaching you how to trim the sails and where to keep your life vests. I congratulated them for your proficiency at navigating the harbor. And then I reminded them that they now had something new to do. I told them it was time for them to step out of the boat that you confidently sat in, and I told them it was time to push your boat off the launch and let you sail away. And look, here we are today, celebrating your landing at a waypoint on your journey. And now it's time for me and my colleagues here at Kettering to join your parents and your friends and push your boat off this launch. But wait, hold on. I think you need more instruction. Those open seas that you're about to navigate in that boat of yours, they're rougher than I thought they'd be. Although it's oh so important that you get that boat of yours to the other side, I'm feeling the same way that your parents felt that last time I stood before them. But Dr. Seuss isn't enough today. Having brains in your head and shoes on your feet just doesn't seem like it's enough protection. What quote could I offer? Whatever happened to the values of humanity? Whatever happened to the fairness and equality? Instead of spreading love, we're spreading animosity, lack of understanding, leading us away from unity. That's the reason I'm sometimes feeling under. When everyone else is more comfortable remaining voiceless rather than fighting the humans that have their rights stolen, I might not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom till we're equal. Damn right, I support it. This is what I want to say to you. This is what I want to say to you. This from the Talmud. Do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justice, love kindness, and walk with humility. This is what you should do. You should do justice, you should love kindness, and you should walk humbly. Do justice. Don't judge. We've got plenty of judges. Do justice. In your making and your marketing, do justice. In your buying and your brokering, do justice. In the company of kings, in the presence of paupers, with those who impress you and those who repulse you, do justice. Because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. On Saturday afternoons, like this one, all across Flint, there are people doing justice. Combating the disparate impact of corroded infrastructure, there are volunteers in this town doing justice. From Flint, Michigan, and Fort Worth, Texas, and Toledo, and Toronto, and Tulsa. They drive to neighborhoods where C/P is spray painted on house fronts, and plywood covers windows. They knock on doors where residents fear arrest or eviction or child protective services. Doors go unanswered, but volunteers do justice. They leave bottled water, they leave new filter cartridges, and they continue to wish for something more to give. They do justice. As you climb to the status you have studied for and tested for and worked so incredibly hard for, when you find your place of comfort and wealth, please do justice. Love kindness. Set aside offenses instead of answering them. Reward good deeds and return them. Make this your daily practice to give comfort and concern so readily that it becomes your habit, leading you to those in need. in a speed that rivals that of bullets, leaving semi-automatic rifles. Strangers and first responders attend to victims of terrorists around the world. Without a script, without a map, without a plan, we as people have within us the ability to organize, to serve, to care, and to heal one another at speeds that cannot be explained by science and cannot be matched by selfishness. Eyes that look upon this world with kindness are not weakened by the sight of pain. Kindness fuels your drive to serve, and the drive to serve boosts your capacity for kindness. Walk humbly. This is how the world will know your motive, by your humility, by how you empower rather than overpower, by how you lift up others, seeking no attention for yourself. Tame your ego. Recognize the privilege is yours to serve. Your humility will quiet you enough to listen and hear the needs of others. Your humility will quiet you enough to create a space for self-determination among those that you serve, so that they grow to need you less. In Flint, Michigan, the shouts of those who worked to do justice were loud enough that the world took notice, and the corrosion of our infrastructure was acknowledged. The empathy and the compassion of people who love kindness sent a message to this city that there are those from hundreds of miles away who care deeply about people they have never met. For every hero who has been praised in magazines and on TV, I assure you there have been 100 humble servants demonstrating their desire for justice and kindness and humility. From the Talmud again, do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justice, love kindness, walk humbly. And there's one more part to that quote. It is not for you to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it. Here's a quote from someone who just completed his work, Muhammad Ali. Impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in a world that's been given than to explore the power that they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact. It's just an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration, it is a dare. You will build a better world. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King, when our days become dreary with low hovering clouds and our nights become darker than 1,000 midnights, we will know that we are living in a creative turmoil of genuine civilization that is just struggling to be born. There. That's exactly what I was supposed to say. Go ahead now. You're ready to sail. Do what you were born to do. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Professor Sullivan. Today, our valedictory to the university will be given by Gabrielle Jacquelyn Armstrong. Later today, Gabrielle will receive a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemical Engineering. Please welcome Ms. Armstrong.
Hello, everyone. The first thing I'm going to start with is the fact that I should have practiced with all of this on because it's a little bit more difficult than I expected. All right. So we've all heard the phrase, the Kettering advantage, right? It's one of our main taglines, so you see it everywhere. In our ads around campus, in the videos made by marketing, on posters, on billboards. In some ways, it's become a bit of a cliche around here. We stopped thinking about what it actually means. Today, I want to talk about that. What does it actually mean, the Kettering advantage? I think it's best to begin by sharing a time with you when what it means to have the Kettering advantage kind of hit me right in the face. So I will begin with a short story. Before getting my job at my current company, I checked out several career fairs that were unaffiliated with Kettering. When I went to the first one, I started out a nervous wreck. I had a hard time thinking that what I had to offer was any better than the calm and collected soon-to-be graduates walking past me, and all I could think of were my points of seeming deficiency. I must have looked as sweaty and uncomfortable as I felt because several other candidates asked me if I was okay within my first few minutes of arrival. As I scuttled over to stand in line behind a few students to wait my turn at a company's booth, trying to piece out the least awkward way to hand someone my resume while shaking their hand, I overheard, or to be more honest, I was eavesdropping, and a recruiter asked a young man to recount what applicable experience he had for this open position. He launched into an explanation about how one lab session he had for an engineering course had provided them the experience he needed to be a good fit. I let out a little scoff and thought, look at this guy. That's a pretty big stretch for him to think that a couple of hours that he spent in the lab is the same as actual work experience. But it didn't take me too long to realize that that was really all he had to work with. If you don't have a curriculum that's geared towards a more practical use of theoretical option or knowledge, what other options did you have? My confidence grew as I thought about the thousands of hours of legitimate work experience that I had at my disposal to speak to. For the rest of the day, students around me spoke of leadership through class projects and maybe some experience through summer internships, while I described detailed encounters with global companies and the technical knowledge that I had gained through that. That was a true example of the Kettering advantage. Now, the Kettering advantage comes at a cost. It involves effort from a lot of different people. There's our parents, family, professors, and friends who, at a bare minimum, spent the last 4.5 years listening to all of us complain about our lives, or, more honestly, our lack thereof. But I know that many of our supporters did a great deal more than that. Whether or not they helped us financially, they sacrificed a lot to get us to be sitting in these seats today. So I think right now is a great time to show them that we truly appreciate them. And as much as they've done for us, there's an insane amount of effort we've put in ourselves. We've given up sleep, sanity, summer breaks, and social engagement. And I'm sure a few of us are prematurely graying. But it was worth it, and now is our time to be proud. Be proud of the fact that not just anyone can get a degree, and beyond that, not just anyone can get a degree from Kettering University. Every single one of us here deserves to be where we are. Nope. But just because we're graduating doesn't mean that it's over. Commencement is a beginning, and we still have a long way to go. The world is changing, and we can't survive behind the titles of our majors. More is expected of us. With employers increasingly relying on a lean workforce, we will all be expected to use our critical thinking abilities and expertise to become multifaceted assets to our companies. Our strongest attributes are no longer our technical prowess or business strategy. They are our ability to use critical thinking to communicate solutions, and our ability to build relationships across many disciplines and many frames of mind. Luckily, we have a head start within another facet of the Kettering advantage. Since Kettering is such a specialized school, we are required to expand beyond the stereotypes of our majors to ensure our school functions successfully through student government, a highly networked Greek system, over 100 clubs, and a variety of community service activities. We've had to work with each other to explore our leadership capabilities and fully utilize the 11 weeks we have on campus. Had I attended another school, I don't know if I would have ever gained the confidence to seek out challenges to my preliminary ideas of what it meant to be an engineer by becoming part of student government or Greek life. By complementing our academics with these activities, we managed to defy the stereotypes of a STEM school and maximize our potential as leaders. And let's not forget that we've done it all while engaging with some of the most difficult curricula in the country, not to mention the fact that we operate as two separate student bodies, transitioning frequently and communicating well enough to progress forward and make continual improvement. When I look back, I realize how encouraged and inspired I was by not only the campus faculty and staff, but also my fellow students, who showed me that being an engineer could mean anything I wanted it to. I've met so many future entrepreneurs with the most innovative ideas, and there are many in here that I know plan to go on to use their technical capabilities to become lawyers, doctors, professors, on and on. So this is my main point. If you take nothing else from this speech, just this, okay? The Kettering advantage is the knowledge that the skills associated with hard work, critical thinking, and the love of a challenge are universally applicable. This means in whatever career you ultimately pursue, in your personal lives, wherever you end up living, whatever you end up creating, you have these hard-earned skills to take with you. And because we understand this, our class, we understand this, I know that we have what it takes to not just keep up with the changing dynamics of employer expectation, but to thrive in that kind of condition. And I know we will accept the challenge to do it in a safe, ethical, innovative, and environmentally conscious manner. With this capability, we can drive change from start to finish, and there's no limit to the possibilities. While this can be intimidating, we can't overlook how fortunate we are to have so many doors open for each of us. That's the result of our hard work. We've not only put in the work to have all kinds of doors open for us, we've put in the work to build the damn door. The Kettering advantage is alive because the graduates of this school have shown over and over that we will be the front runners of affecting change. So I want to extend a personal congratulations to everyone out there. I am so proud of our class, and it's been a true pleasure to grow into the individuals we are alongside each of you. Kettering was one of the first places I've ever truly felt like I belonged, and I owe so much of that to everyone here. Make sure to show appreciation to your friends, family, and supporters, but really make sure to appreciate yourself. Be proud of where you are. You truly deserve it. I wish you all the best of luck in the paths you've started down. And hey, feel free to name drop me a little when you're famous. Congratulations, class of 2016.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Thank you very much. Before we begin the conferral of degrees, I would just like to first recognize a pair of our graduates. Michelle and Justin Loper, would you please both rise? Michelle has a long and distinguished record of service to the university. She has held a number of roles since joining Kettering in 2001, and she is currently a member of the University Advancement, where she's our Assistant Director of Special Events. So we thank you for today as well. She's both graduating and working. Justin was a member of the Kettering-sponsored Metal Muscle First robotics team in high school before he became a Kettering student in the class of 2016. In 2011, Michelle, who is also the current school board president for the Beecher Community School System, handed Justin's diploma to him when he graduated from high school. Today, this mother and son pair graduate together. Michelle today receiving her second master's degree, this one a Master of Business Administration, and Justin with a Bachelor of Industrial Engineering degree. Congratulations to the Lopers. We now begin with the presentation of our graduate degrees. As of today, this historic institution has confirmed bachelor's degrees upon a total of 33,004 individuals and has conferred master's degrees upon a total of 4,544 individuals. Our provost, Dr. Zhang, will now begin the presentation of degrees to our master's degree candidates. Dr. Zhang?
Thank you, President McMahon. Will all the master's degree candidates please rise? President McMahon, the individuals now presented to you are candidates for Master of Science or Master of Business Administration degrees. At the request of the faculty and on their behalf, I'm proud to present these 67 candidates for the conferring of those degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang. I now ask all faculty to stand and remain standing in support of these graduates and as confirmation of their meeting the rigorous standards set forth by this university. I now also ask all alumni present today in the faculty, on the platform, or in the audience to stand and remain standing as witness to the conferral of these degrees and the acceptance of these students into the ranks of loyal alumni. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Kettering University, I confer upon you the degree for which you have satisfied requirements and declare you entitled to all the rights, honors, and special privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Please join me in applauding these graduates. With the exception of our degree recipients, please be seated. Degree recipients, please remain standing.
Will the marshals please direct the master's degree candidates to come forward where they will be hooded and receive congratulations from President McMahon and from Tom Creech, Director of Graduate Studies and Sponsored Research. After exiting the stage, graduates should return to the seats and be seated.
William Kendall Adair. Mohammed Musayed S. Almadi. Sami Asghar Al-Harbi. Ahmed Hussein Al-Sada. Abud Al-Zahim. Fanindra Amarati. Vivek Reddy Ambati. Kishore Ashokan. Amandeep Singh Bains. Ashwin Balankuti Balaji. Brian Thomas Beaver. Lisa Nicole Burkholder. John Paul Casey. Li Dong. Ella Derricks. Ashley Christina Diaz. Ryan William Essenmacher. Jeffrey Lawrence Ferry. Brian Christopher Garbus. Randall Douglas Gore. Venkat Anand Sai Gudler. Bala Subramanian Gurusamy. Betty Jane Guzman. Alan Marcel Adorn. Carlos Ramon Hernandez. Shanika Dion Hurst. Mahesh Kabra. Mark Taewoo Kim. Jamila Janelle King. Michelle Denise Loper. Jean Chen Liu. Mihir Mystery. Nadim Sohail Mohammed. Pratin Niyik. Eric Lynn Palmer. Thomas Anthony Palopoli. Niruj Mukeshbai Pandya. Achut D. Patel. Prabhakur. Aditya Prabhakur. Sorry about that. Stephen Dwayne Purvis, Jr. Shruti Raghavan. Morris Lee Richardson III. Chelsea Lynn Rude. Jaitin Yogesh Shah. Daphne Lynn Sims. Carl John Soltis. Varun Somashekhar. Rochelle Ami Spielman. Nishant Shrira Moju. Sri Shavan Chekar Venkatesa. Harshin Vora. Venkata Narayana Sri Akshman Siddhartha Yadida. Yang Yu. Creston Avery Zhang. Lynn Renee Zmish. Janice Jackson. Lei Shi. President McMahon, all candidates for graduate degrees have now been presented.
Congratulations to our master's degree recipients. You may be seated. We now proceed with the conferral of our undergraduate degrees. First, however, it is my pleasure to recognize those undergraduates who have achieved special academic and institutional honors. I will begin with traditional academic honors. Kettering indicates grade point averages, or GPAs, on a 4.0 scale. I will introduce three groups of bachelor degree candidates who have achieved special academic honor status. First, those candidates for degrees who have a cumulative GPA between 3.5 and 3.69 will be graduating cum laude. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Next, degree candidates who have a cumulative GPA between 3.7 and 3.89 will be graduating magna cum laude. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. And finally, degree candidates who have a cumulative GPA of 3.9 and higher will be graduating summa cum laude. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Last night, in a separate banquet and ceremony, we recognized 12 students who have received one or more special institutional honors. Their names are listed on the institutional honors page of your commencement program. Will those who have been designated President's Medalists please rise? President's Medalists have exhibited extraordinary professionalism and job performance with a corporate sponsor. They have demonstrated outstanding scholarship and have made notable contributions to Kettering, Greater Flint, and their home communities. Congratulations. You may be seated. Will the recipient of the Outstanding Thesis Award please rise? This award recognizes exceptional performance in Kettering's senior thesis project. Candidates for this award must have received a grade of pass with distinction on their theses and been nominated by their faculty advisors. A committee of faculty members reviews all of these nominations, evaluates the theses, and then selects the winner. Congratulations. And finally, will those who have been designated SOBE Scholars please stand and be recognized? This honor carries the name of Major Albert Sobey, the founder and first president of Kettering University. It honors exemplary students who have demonstrated the highest levels of scholarship and leadership at Kettering University. Sobey Scholars must be robots or members of our most distinguished Kettering GMI Honor Society and also members of one of our academic honor societies or have achieved at a minimum cum laude status. In the 55 years since this award was established, only 315 graduates of Kettering and GMI have achieved this recognition and become Sobey Scholars. Congratulations. Would all the recipients of institutional honors now please rise and join the standing Sobey Scholars? Congratulations to all of you. You may be seated. Dr. Zhang will now begin the presentation of bachelor's degrees.
Thank you, President McMahon. Will all candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the Department of Mechanical Engineering please stand and remain standing? Will all candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the Department of Physics please stand and remain standing? Will all candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering please stand and remain standing? Will all candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the Department of Mathematics please stand and remain standing? Will all candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Business Administration from the Department of Business please stand and remain standing? Will all candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the Department of Computer Science and Bioinformatics please stand and remain standing? Will all candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the Department of Applied Biology, Chemistry, Biochemistry, and Chemical Engineering please stand and remain standing? Will all candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the Department of Industrial and Manufacturing Engineering please stand and remain standing? President McMahon, the individuals now presented to you are candidates for the Bachelor of Science and the Bachelor of Business Administration degrees. At the request of the faculty and on their behalf, I am proud to present these candidates for the conferring of those degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang. I now ask all faculty to stand and remain standing in support of these graduates and as confirmation of their meeting the rigorous standards set forth by this university. I also now ask all Kettering University alumni present today and the faculty on the platform or in attendance to please stand and remain standing as witnesses to the conferral of these degrees and the acceptance of these students into the ranks of loyal alumni. Members of the class of 2016, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Kettering University, I confer upon you the degree for which you have satisfied requirements and declare you entitled to all the rights, honors, and special privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Under the direction of the faculty marshals, the respective groups of graduates will now approach the platform where the president will congratulate each graduate and present them with their diploma. The graduates will then cross the stage and receive congratulations from their respective department head. Please note that those students graduating summa cum laude wear medals. Students graduating magna cum laude or cum laude wear the gold cord. Some graduates are also wearing special symbols denoting their membership in academic honor societies. Graduates should then exit the stage, return to the seats, and be seated. Dr. Denise Stodola, faculty member from the Department of Liberal Studies, will be reading the graduates' names. The marshals will help direct the candidates. Will the degree candidates from the Department of Mechanical Engineering please step forward as their names are called? They're led by Dr. Craig Hoff, head of the department. I should make a correction here. Today, Dr. Hoff is not available, and the students are led by Dr. Bassam Ramadan, Associate Department Head of Mechanical Engineering.
John Cody Adams. Mary Frances Allen, magna cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Allison, magna cum laude. Bradley Dwayne Allmeter. Austin Badgley, cum laude. Ian Campbell Baxter, cum laude. John Philip Begovich. Jason Edgar Berger, summa cum laude. Jason Alexander Best. Erica Lee Burskin, magna cum laude. Theodore Michael Billick. Alicia Shokat Binai, magna cum laude. Joel Nikolai Block. Jacob William Bollinger. Andrew Bressler, cum laude. Savannah Rose Brown, summa cum laude. Charles Armand Callinger. Matthew Thomas Karras. Julia Danielle Carson, summa cum laude. Huanyu Stephen Chen, magna cum laude. Tony Chung, magna cum laude. Cody Elijah Clark. Adam Harrison Cole, magna cum laude. April Dawn Dahlman. Garrett Robert Daly. William Smith Doscom V. Anthony Donald Davis. Harry Corkin Dearmengen. Jonathan William Dixon, cum laude. Garrett Chadwick Doyle, cum laude. Christian Dubrock. Preston Michael Dufresne, magna cum laude. Shannon Rianne Dolnewen. Jesse Jacob Eisenman. Elizabeth Ann Eisinger. Timothy Michael Engelman. Daniel James Evans. Harrison Thomas Ford. Paul Kenneth Gaines, Jr. John Philip Gelabinski. Jacob Cody Garrett. Shane Anthony Gellin. Excuse me. Kyle Lawrence Gutowski, cum laude. Spencer Michael Hayes. Jonah Benjamin Heemstra. Charles W. Hogan IV, magna cum laude. Joshua Horsley, magna cum laude. Michael Lee Howell. Jackie Huang, cum laude. Christopher Brian Isaac. Joshua W. Jones. Chad Michael Ketchum. Jung Min Ko. Jacob Kenneth Cornus, magna cum laude. Jeffrey Thomas Leto. Jifu Lee. Kevin Neil Laughlin, magna cum laude. Shannon Ray Love. Reed Joseph Lubers, excuse me. Emily Julia Mann. Alex Wayne Martin, magna cum laude. Austin D. McGuire. Samuel Christopher McManus. Akash Menon, cum laude. Ashley Lynn Mikolajczyk. Nicholas Andrew Michalak, cum laude. Daniel Alexander Nagel. Michael Earl Neal. Jordan Nicholas Neidza. Molly Marissa Oxner. Ian Hunter Parks, magna cum laude. Kyle Ghansham Patel. Andrew James Phillip. Jessica Rose Porzio, cum laude. Allison Jean Queener. Rochelle Blake Rodowick, magna cum laude. Andre D. Ray. Brent Michael Ray. Cyprashnath Reddy. Michael Raymond Rhine. Kelsey Sue Richmond. Nathan Riffle, magna cum laude. Tyler Aaron Sauerwein. William John Schneider. Eric Walter Schroeder. Zachary Mark Schultz. Bo Tyler Schumer, magna cum laude. Anthony Barry Seibert. Abhishek Shah. Jacob Daniel Sherwood, summa cum laude. Cole Adam Shoemaker. Valerie Michelle Smith Krall. Mark William Snyder, summa cum laude. Nicholas Stephen Soa. Benjamin Allen Spiegel, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Staples. Jonathan Charles White. Joseph P. Stevenson. Mackenzie Jean Stratton. Angela Marie Swain, cum laude. Nicholas Michael Thomas. Sebastian Daniel Torfe, magna cum laude. Andrew Joseph Toth. Michelle Elizabeth Tupin, magna cum laude. Jana Frances Van Overmeer. Richard Harold Varner III. Jessica Anne-Marie Verhage, summa cum laude. Eric Richard Weber. Chin Yi Yang. Nicole Amelia Zaror. Alan Juvenal Zavala. Jonathan Klein, magna cum laude. Bradley C. Jones. Gentry Jerry Malik. Nathan James Albitz. John O'Brien. Eric Thomas Bettens, cum laude. Markia Bowe, magna cum laude. China Lucille Kelly. Kevin James Parzachowski.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Physics please step forward as the names are called? They're led by Dr. Catherine Savinovich, head of the department.
Cody Michael Grant, cum laude. Kiran Harish Vicaria. Evan Thomas Hulsher, magna cum laude. Rebecca Jean Michaelogic, magna cum laude. Jonathan David Zeiders. Jonathan Charles White. Nicholas Michael Sovis. Austin L. Badgley, cum laude.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering please step forward as their names are called? They're led by Dr. Mohammed Torfay, faculty member in the department.
Seth Andrew Coggins, magna cum laude. Peter Angelo Fornari II, magna cum laude. Jacob Andrew Gibson. DeAndre Q. Johnson. Bradley J. Kubiak. Michelle Lauren Mara. Brandon Chance Measle. Daniel James Melizer. Robert Wayne Nantaw, magna cum laude. Chun Wei Singh. Tanasha Tamara Turner. Alexander Michael Ventol, magna cum laude. Brendan L. West, summa cum laude. Will Timothy Norman Johnson, magna cum laude. Alexander James Ardigo, cum laude. Charles Alvin Bierstedel. Jacob Anthony Capercio. Brandon L. Dombrowski, summa cum laude. Hung Bin Fan. Ayushi Gupta. Bing Han. Jacob David Knight. Nanjui Yannick Richard Kutuan, cum laude. Daniela Beatriz Mayoral. Andrew David Mahar, summa cum laude. Angad Mirotra. Alexandra Michael Isaac. Christian Michael Pavkovich. Hakuan Q, magna cum laude. Nathan Paul Sink, cum laude. Jonathan David Ziders. Allison Chan, cum laude. Andrew Joseph Steinman, cum laude. Alexander Austin Tannehill, magna cum laude. Nathan Thomas Tabist. Michael Philip Reed, Jr., summa cum laude. Robert Jonathan Trask.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Mathematics please step forward as their names are called? They're led by Dr. Leszek Goratsky, head of the department. Whoa, okay. Well, there's a little bit mistake, in the script here, so I should have announced first. Will the degree candidates from the Department of Business please step forward as their names are called? They're led by Karen Kale, interim department head of Department of Business.
Jacob Lee Hoyes. Allison Jean Putnam, magna cum laude. Michael Joseph Sherman. Courtney Nicole Trebus, magna cum laude. Thomas David Ulseth. Erin Michelle Boyce, magna cum laude. Anastasia Marie Bubin. Michelle Macis Joint, cum laude. Valerie Michelle Smith Krall.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Computer Science and Bioinformatics please step forward as their names are called? They're led by Dr. John Gasky, head of the department.
Sohail Mir Ali Khan, cum laude. Ryan Douglas Allen. Ryan Robert Carey Allen. Jerry Dale Brown Lacey. Allison Chan, cum laude. Jacob Christopher Fairbairn, magna cum laude. Devin James Holland, summa cum laude. Jacob Lee Keeler, magna cum laude. Lance Carl Menard, magna cum laude. Michaela Marie Ray. Christopher Alberto Roquita, cum laude. Robert A. Shaker. Cody Douglas Hayden, cum laude. Bradley J. Kubiak. Jacob Anthony Caparucio. DeAndre Q. Johnson. Peter Angelo Fernari II, magna cum laude.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Applied Biology, Chemistry, Biochemistry, and Chemical Engineering please step forward as their names are called? They're led by Dr. Stacy Seeley, head of the department.
Majed Al-Zahabi. Jason Davis. Hara Elizabeth Gabisa. Kayla Kathleen Hart. LaShyla Raquel Nelson. Christopher Logan Sankran. Nicole Denise Wendell. Zachary James Beavers, cum laude. Danielle Ruane Cecile Adkins. Jacob Jeffrey Allen. Gabrielle Jacquelyn Armstrong. Joel David Blaukamp. Mia K. Conley, cum laude. Anna Michelle Chekai, cum laude. Thomas Michael Dixon, cum laude. Ashley Jo Fox. Graham E. Garner. Kevin Michael George. Nicholas J. Malberg. Kevin James Parzychowski. Zachary Jacob Pateo, summa cum laude. David J. Seppo. Mark Anthony Taipala. Lauren Allison Van Hoos. Ari Stuckey.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Industrial and Manufacturing Engineering please step forward as the names are called? They're led by Dr. Srinivas Chakravarthi, head of the department.
Jessica Marie Bruce. Nicholas Kent Butler. Nicholas Joseph Champagne. Benjamin Edward Chuba. Rhonda Nicole Clark, magna cum laude. Matthew Christopher Feld. Cameron Zachary Germain. Jennifer Renee Gimrick, magna cum laude. Phyllis Danae Green. Kyle Anthony Hogan. Jacob Roger Carteau. Ben Anthony Kalman. Hayden Brandt Kaiser. Justin S. Loper. Kimberly Michelle Aisha Marquette. Ryan Paul Martyr. Hi. Rahel Medani, I'm sorry. Christopher George Ascoyan. Carolyn Roseanne Panko, summa cum laude. Gerald Jude Phillips. Brianna Nicole Santo. Eric Thomas Sawaya. Paige Toynell Woodside. Stanley Robert Page III. Jacob Thomas Elliott. Benjamin Allen Spiegel, magna cum laude. President McMahon, all candidates for undergraduate degrees have now been presented.
Congratulations, class of 2016. Before we close, and I have to have you turn your tassels, I'm going to take one last opportunity to talk to you as students. And you may ask why. It's because first and foremost, I am a teacher. So I'm compelled to try to wedge in a small oration into these august proceedings, especially given that I have such a captive audience. In doing so, though, I want to share my hopes for you and give you a charge as you leave the university today. And by the way, to your parents, friends, family, to those who have been there along with you along the way, some of them have been in your corner as long as you have been breathing, and I, as the parent of 2 college-age sons, can attest to this. I congratulate you on reaching this day. Commencement is among the most treasured traditions in a university. I agree with Laura Sullivan, it is my favorite day. Because today we gather as a community of students, of faculty, of staff, of alumni and friends to celebrate both you as well as the living, breathing nature of the university of which we are all a part. Indeed, gathered here today in this place, it is easy to feel the full measure and weight of what is truly our common history. Almost 100 years ago, this great university was erected by visionary men and women who understood long before many how to prepare for the demands of the technologically driven century in which we now live. Their names surround us on the university, on its buildings, in its classrooms, in newspapers, as well as history books. These are people who laid a foundation upon which this celebration of achievement today rests, and upon which we all must strive to build. This is a shared history, and that history humbles us, but it also ennobles us. The history of the university constitutes an enduring, unique, and remarkable legacy, entrusted to us now by those who came before us, and a legacy of which you are now a part. To be sure, today marks an important milestone in your lives. Looking back, it is a celebration of your accomplishments, and it is also a time for looking forward and for reflecting on the future. It is a time of beginning and of parting. Today you end one phase of your life and you begin another, hopefully with a sense of adventure and more than a little excitement. This is truly your day. Today we also celebrate with joy your life's journey to this day, indeed to this very moment. And though the individual stars and different drummers that you all follow will take you in many different directions, you share in common the accomplishment of having succeeded here at some of the most demanding and rigorous programs of study in our entire country. Recognizing this alone, we send you forth from this place with a common sense of pride in your accomplishments and our congratulations on a job very well done. Days like today are bittersweet by their very nature. I've come to know many of you well, and as interacting with our students is, for me, truly among the absolute favorite parts of my job. So a day like today, a day of endings and partings, but also of new beginnings, is like the motion-tinged memory orbs in the movie Inside Out, multi-hued. It has been said that one of the great joys of being in the university is that we are all, and all the time, both teachers and students. It may surprise you that as professors, we come here to learn too. You will come to realize, if you haven't already, that mentorship is a two-way street. And all of us here at Kettering, I know often feel that over the past years, we have often received from you more than we have given. But I'm always mindful of Bob Talber's admonition that teaching students to count is fine, but teaching them what counts is best. So I have a few observations that I would like to share with you, because some of them I've learned from you. First, your time at Kettering has honed the power of your mind, but it has also given you something perhaps even more valuable, the gift of resilience. Here you have learned that a setback is not the end, and that success comes as much from the ability to learn from failure, to change, to adjust, and to move on as it does from the raw application of intellect. Because of that, you have also learned that resilience is also like a muscle. So as Sheryl Sandberg has said, build it up so you can draw on it when you need it. Because life will tell you no sometimes. When it does, resilience gives you the perspective not to live in that no forever, and the tools to eventually turn that no into a yes. Or as Bobby Jones, the great golfer, once put it, you get bad breaks from good shots, you get good breaks from bad shots, but you have to play the ball where it lies. Next, if you could see through your parents' mind's eyes today, in fact, at this very moment, as you walked across the stage, you will see that one of the things they are grappling with right now is the shortness of time. As you walked across this stage, they saw you, of course, but in their mind's eye, they also saw you as a toddler taking your first steps. And very embarrassingly for you, the first time that they put you in that Fisher-Price Jolly Jumper. For them, that was only yesterday. Time does go quickly. Psalm 90 teaches us, it reads, "Teach us to number our days that we may gain the heart of wisdom." Taking that to heart, and knowing that you are data-driven, here goes. On average, we will live 28,762 days. As of today, you've used up about 7,700. which means on average you have about 21 to 22,000 left. And if you exercise and eat well, we can call that 25. Sounds like a lot, and it is. Or as Steve Jobs once put it, very crisply and succinctly, you are the new. But as those of us who have more than a little gray hair will tell you, it goes quickly. I stand here with a little over 20,000 on the clock. And I can tell you the last 12,000 or so just flew by. But you now do nonetheless have the gift of time, so use it to do something you love. Do what matters to you. Don't ignore your heart and intuition, because they often already know what you yourself cannot verbalize. Harvard President Drew Faust calls this, and I love this, the parking lot theory of life, which she translates to, don't park 10 blocks away from your destination because you are afraid that you won't find a closer space. And if you're worrying about what you will be doing 10 or 20 years from now, stop. You actually don't need a grand plan. Often your passion finds you. One thing that I can almost guarantee, though, is your life will unfold not as you expect today. And serendipity will play a bigger role in connecting the dots for you than you can now imagine. So be open to that too. The future is really not a script, it is an attitude. Ultimately, though, make the most of the gift of each and every one of your days, because even though the spring on your clock is still wound very tight, the clock is running. The choices that you make on earth each and every one of those days matters, because the consequences of those choices grow greater and greater with each passing day. And as to those choices, Albert Schweitzer once waxed, I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. In speaking of this, I often like to quote David Brooks. A couple of years back, he authored a book entitled The Road to Character. In this book, he opens with a discussion of what he calls in all of us the resume virtues and the eulogy virtues. Explaining these, he writes the following. The resume virtues are the ones you list on your resume, the skills you bring to the job market and that contribute to external success. The eulogy virtues are deeper. They're the virtues that get talked about at your funeral, the ones that exist at the core of your being, whether you are kind, brave, honest, and faithful, what kind of relationships you formed. He then goes on to continue, most of us would say that the eulogy virtues are the more important than the resume virtues. But I confess for long stretches of my life, I've spent more time thinking about the latter than the former. Our education system is certainly oriented around the resume virtues more than the eulogy ones. Most of us have clearer strategies for how to achieve career success than we do for how to develop a profound character. And then he closes with this following statement. He says, we live in a society that encourages us to think about how to have a great career, but leaves many of us inarticulate about how to cultivate the inner life. Don't fall prey to this. As graduates of Kettering, you are prepared to lead and to serve, to be both creative and compassionate. Cultivate that inner life. Never forget that the fruits of service and compassion make up the most abundant gifts we receive. My oldest son graduated from college this year, and the commencement speaker at his graduation, Anne Marie Slaughter, said something in this vein that stuck with me. She said the following, care is as important as career. Career is investing in yourself, learning, growing, and building on the education you received here. Care is investing in others. It is learning like a gardener or a teacher or a coach what to do and what not to do to enable others to grow and flourish. One of the interesting things about success is that we almost always think we know what it means, but we also usually see it as a point somewhere in the future. The only thing, however, that we truly possess is the present. The only thing that we know that we have for sure is right now, this exact moment. So it is up to each of us to live the gift of each moment consciously and to make the most of it. The competition to succeed and to win can be so intense that it becomes all-consuming. The ego is a harsh taskmaster, and it is insatiable. And to your ego, success is like a mountain that keeps growing ahead as you climb it. Indeed, success in an unexamined life leads to our greatest failure, which is pride. And pride makes cold-heartedness and cruelty possible. And it deludes us into thinking that we are the sole architects of our lives. Character is built from humility, sympathy, and honest self-assessment. And humility itself is, more often than not, founded on frustration and failure, modulated by the perspective that comes from service and focusing on something outside of ourselves. There is nothing naive about your desire to change our world, but recognize that you need the world's questions as much as the world needs your answers. In the end, the heart of wisdom knows that what most effectively fills the soul is the desire to serve and to give back. Life is about the people you meet and the things you create with them. Martin Luther King wrote in his Birmingham jail cell, quote, "We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly." Einstein supposedly said that compound interest, and I'm a physicist, so I have to get a physicist into my talk at some point. He supposedly said that compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. But he wasn't just talking about money, because this idea is just as applicable to people. The best returns in life result from investments of time in serving others and in building durable friendships and long-lasting relationships. I believe you already know what's deep and important in life. Don't ignore that voice. But also know that what is real and essential is often hidden in plain sight all around us. We are not separate from the universe, and neither are we permanent. In the time we have, all of us seek to live lives of purpose and of virtue, and I know that you will. As president of this great university, I ask you, indeed I charge you, with the responsibility as graduates of Kettering to take what you have learned here and turn towards the problems you see, and do nothing less than improve the human condition and change the world for the better. But also let the world change you too. Find a place that you love and make it what it was meant to be. Kettering asks that of all of us, indeed expects that of us, and it has equipped you well to accomplish it. Here you have acquired an outstanding education. It has not been a gift. You have worked for it and worked very hard. You have been driven by passion, curiosity, engagement, dreams, and Monster and Red Bull. And more than a few Red Bull smoothies, some of you in BJ's. But while not a gift, your education has been a privilege. Yours is now the responsibility to use that education and to use it well. Leave the world a more interesting place for you being here. You may be intensely proud of being a graduate of Kettering University. Always keep it in your heart, for Kettering is yours, and it is yours for life. And you are a part of us, part of the fabric of who we are. Graduates, we are extraordinarily proud of you and what you have accomplished. Remember that those of us who stay here at Kettering will follow your developments and your accomplishments with great pride and admiration. I've come to know many of you well. I hope I will get to know all of you better as alumni of the university. I wish you good health, prosperity, contentment, and self-fulfillment. I wish you Godspeed. Congratulations. Now, at this time, I would like all of our graduates to please rise. It is my distinct pleasure to congratulate you on your achievement and to ask that you now move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations to our newest graduates. Now, I would like you to stay standing for just a moment, because before we conclude, I would like us to recognize some very important guests who are with us today. It is a wonderful, wonderful truth of life that without the help of many, there is no way that you would be here on this glorious day. We each owe great debts to those who have touched and enriched our lives. Edith Wharton once said, "There are two ways of spreading light, to be a candle or the mirror that reflects it." Today, as we bask in the glow of your candle, it is also important that we, and importantly you, recognize the many mirrors that you have in your life. Would the following members of the audience please stand and remain standing as I recognize you? The parents and guardians of our graduates. The spouses and children of our graduates. The grandparents and other family members of our graduates. And the special friends of our graduates. Now, graduates, while you are standing, I invite you to turn towards those who have touched your lives, and with your applause, show your appreciation to them for your love, for their love, support, and investment in you. You may all be seated. In closing, I would like to thank all of the officers and individuals who've had a part in making this ceremony a very special occasion for all of us. At the conclusion of this ceremony, all graduates and their families and friends are invited to meet and greet the faculty and join us for a special reception honoring the graduates outside in the tents on the beach, as the students say. Thanks to all of you who have joined us today in sharing this momentous occasion in the life of our university. Please remain at your seats until the academic procession and the graduates have filed out. The 108th Kettering University Commencement Ceremony is now concluded. Congratulations, graduates.